So Novy, let's talk about what erroneously today is talked about as the northeast of football, but is actually a whole lot of states with their own footballing identities, right? Can we get down into how how the football culture in all these different states have evolved and how they're also unique to their own states?
With two factors which helped bring Northeast football into the mainstream in India. Number one credit goes to the Subrata Mukherjee Cup football tournament for schools, which started in 1960 and which is organized by the armed forces and now specifically by the Indian Air Force. Now, they ensure that each state and union territory in the country has an inter-school tournament and the champion comes to play in Delhi. Now, from the late 70s onwards, it was seen that teams from Shillong, Manipur started winning these tournaments. St. Anthony's Shillong won in 1978. In fact, they were so serious about football that for a month, I don't think a month, 15 days before the tournament started, they got P.K. Banerjee, who was a legendary coach at the peak of his career then and was also working with Eastern Railway, to take leave and coach the team.
This is a school team.
A school team. That was the interest the principal had, the St. Anthony Shillong principal had. And it was the all Northeast final. Then schools from Manipur started winning. So players from these areas came into the limelight. Being in Delhi, you had the national media. Also the Subrotos to be held simultaneously or just before the Durand. So some local clubs or clubs from other parts of India saw these players. Now it came into the notice of the mainstream football in India that there is a wealth of talent in the Northeast. Then came with the start of the Sports Authority of India. There were some far-sighted officers like B.V.P. Rao, who was in charge of the special area game scheme to get archers from tribal areas. So he said, why not footballers from the Northeast? So that was the real boom, because then the best players were selected, 18-20, put in a camp in Delhi, and they got systematic coaching, exposure trips, and players from that team then started. Kiran Khongsai went to East Bengal, Gunabir Singh played for East Bengal, Emmanuel went to JCT, Jewel Bay. So lots of these players came into the public notice. Right. Kiran Khongsai played for India, then Gunabir Singh played for India, afterwards Renedy Singh. So then the whole stream started. So these two, this was the catalyst which propelled Northeast football into the mainstream. Third factor is in the 90s, Air India were coached by a very hands-on coach, Bimal Ghosh, who knew he had limited funds, reasonable infrastructure, but wouldn't be able to compete with the super rich teams, Mohun Bagan East Bengal, or the Goa teams, Dempo Salgaonkar, or later FC Kochi and all. So Bimal realized that resources were limited. He had to expand his, base to procure talent.
Is that when he turned to
Northeast? So that was the third factor. So he started going. In fact, it became a joke that it was not Air India but Air Manipur. I've written about it in the book also. And there then Tomba Singh, Bango Singh, Surkumar Singh, Ratan Singh, from Manipur he would go. He had an eye for talent. So Air India gave them that outlet. And other teams also took them. Churchill Brothers also started hiring them in big ways. So then they also realized that football is a source of livelihood, good livelihood, fame. you can make money, save it, invest. And fourth important factor was Mr. Alberto Colasso, who was General Secretary of All India Football Federation. He realized in the 90s the Santosh Trophy 5 consecutive finals were Bengal versus Goa. He says it's getting boring, repetitive. Because these two states, through the clubs, have procured the best talent in India. So he says it's unfair. They are not doing anything for talent in their own state. So in the early 21st century, he started what is known as the domicile rule, which means in Santosh Trophy, you could only play for the state of your domicile, where you were born. All the Manipur players who were playing in Bengal or Goa went back to Manipur. And the tournament was held in Manipur, and that year Manipur became national champions.